Of all of the topics on YouTube, this one might be the most controversial, at least as far as controversy is allowed by the platform. Everyone has their own individual experience with this. This idea that things were one way in the past, but now they're different. Sometimes it's just a subconscious thing, where you look at something and it just doesn't seem right, but you can't place what it is. I've been having this experience for a long time regarding our current leader. Now, this isn't going to be a discussion of, do I agree with him, do I not agree with him? There's just something about him personally that has seemed to me to be off from what I knew of the man when I was younger. I'll be 50 this year, and I do remember the man back in the 80s. And there was always something, at least when I saw him recently. I mean, I didn't watch The Apprentice. I wasn't all that into that kind of thing. There was something about him that was different, and I think I figured it out. Now, it has to do with this video that recently surfaced. Kyle Kalinske, Secular Talk, brought it up. It's a video of the man talking about, number one, how great Nancy Pelosi is, which is strange enough in and of itself. But he talks about, in this particular case, how she should have impeached George Bush. Talking about impeachment, I guess, is the whole point there. But while I bring up these images, let me tell you what it is. It's the man's eye color. Something is very different about a version of Donald Trump from the 80s and 90s and a version of him now. A space version, not a version. His eye color has changed dramatically, as has his demeanor. There's just something about him that's different. Now, I brought up all of these layers so that everyone could see this closely for themselves. On the right here is one of the most current pictures of him, and he has blue eyes. Everybody agrees the man has had blue eyes. But here, this is a clip from back in the 90s where, once again, he refers to his speaking with Jesse Jackson as an honor, which just doesn't seem like something he would say. And Jesse Jackson is asking him in this clip about why Donald Trump invests in certain parts of Manhattan and not in others. And you can see when you look closely. Let's see if I can zoom my camera here real quick. Some of these I can only zoom in so far. He has brown eyes. Almost a hazelish green in a lot of his older clips. And they are in clips, usually, where he's talking like as if he was a Democrat. One in front of a House committee talking about how terrible it was that Reagan cut taxes for everyone. And I will give you all of these clips. But the one that I was talking about with Kalinske is this one here, where he raves about, about how wonderful Nancy Pelosi is. And how he was so impressed to meet her, and how he thinks she's a wonderful, talented leader. And this was only 2008. This was only 10 years ago. And I'm sorry, guys, but that's not a blue eye. Those eyes are not blue. And this was 2008. This is a clip from 88. Let me zoom this one over. This is him on Oprah. And this is where he made an infamous comment about how his wife, Ivana, did everything that he told her to. Those are not blue eyes. And once again, I'll give you the clips, I'll give you the links, and you can look at these up close for yourself. Something at some point in the past, I don't know if there's two of him, or whether he was cloned and changed, I don't know what. But you can't tell me, and I'll zoom out so you can see that this is actually Donald Trump. This guy is different. This is a different guy. And the other thing, too, about when you heard him talk back in the 80s and 90s, he was very eloquent. Spoke very intelligently, whether you agreed with him or not. He had a very good command of the ability to do stream of consciousness, to sit and speak without the use of a teleprompter. Now, when you listen to him speak, it's rambling and incoherent sometimes, and I know a lot of people think that's some kind of a political strategy. That's never been him. At least, well, I mean, the last 4 years notwithstanding. That wasn't him back then. This was one of the things that made him so appealing to the Democrats, was because he was such a good talker. At the time, when he was younger, he was a ladies' man. He was known for this. He was known for being this slick-talking, wealthy kind of playboy type of guy. And this image right here is the best one I could find of a not blue-eyed Donald Trump. And I don't know that there's ever been anybody make an allegation that he would have worn contacts to change his eye color. Nobody does that from blue to brown. They just don't. I mean, if you want crazy color of eyes, that's one thing, but this is a little less easy to see, but it's still there in the clip with Jesse Jackson. And let me get rid of this. I have a lot more. Now, this is him now. As you can see, his eyes are blue. And this was from a video like 2 days ago. Now, this is him, once again, on Oprah. Those are not, there's just no way. There's absolutely no way. Those are not blue eyes. And this is from the same interview. This is an MSNBC interview from, I believe, the mid-90s. And one of the spookiest ones that you can see is this. Now here his eyes are almost green, but you can see them in contrast to Melania. This is 2002. I'm not sure when the change took place, or if there's just two guys, or what happened, but there is way too much evidence to show this guy having brown eyes. I just wanted to share this with you guys. This is another example. This is a House hearing. Did his eye color change? I mean, and like I said, this isn't a debate about whether you like him or whether you don't like him. But the facts are he was a Democrat. And he was involved with the Democrats. And the only reason I say that is because of the personality, the persona of the guy has changed. And usually, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, kind of applies to the billionaire types. If something you're doing has made you rich, or something you are has made you successful, you don't change it. You surround yourself with people that like whoever or whatever you are, and you enjoy your life. You don't have these epiphany moments in your late 60s, especially when you're a billionaire, that, oh, my life has been a lie up until this point. I'm going to change it, especially if you're a billionaire. And it's not some secret that during literally the entire Bush administration, the man was a Democrat and helped get Obama elected, technically, by putting all the money where he did. And I don't know how some of these pictures anyone could look at and see anything different. This man right here does not have blue eyes. What you think? Like, share, subscribe.